Okay, this is it. This is the record that I've been waiting for. After thoroughly losing my mind last year when The Cure dropped arguably one of their best records ever, if not their best, that can be an argument made, but shifting away from that, 2025 completely belongs to Deftones, and here's the reason why. When you listen to the music, you can tell this is a combination of everything they've done up until now. And, I'm going to be completely honest, I've been waiting for a record that not only moves the band forward as they've always done, but also incorporates a lot of those older elements. And every time they took a step forward and did something new and cool, as much as I liked it, I would still be missing some of the stuff that they've done prior. Obviously, at a show, you could get a little bit of all of that. But on a record, I'd like to hear them revisit some older sounds and reinterpret it and see how, it would sound moved forward. And this record does that exactly. You're getting elements of, like my favorite song, Entombed, in some of these songs. You're getting Diamond Eyes. You're getting self-titled stuff. You're getting White Pony stuff. You're getting Around the Fur type stuff. I'm talking about high energy, heavy guitars. Everything is here. There's the really cool electronic synth stuff that they like to do. And the thing that really sold me the most on this record, which I've heard some other people talk about, but they mostly, because they're mostly music review people, they tend to just focus on a song for song thing. I'm just talking about the themes, and I'm just talking about the record as a whole, is the lyrics. These songs are touching upon themes that, of course, Deftones is known for. They talk about dreams, death, and just use those heavy metaphors. Chino's known for those heavy metaphors. They've even had lyrics that would, I guess, almost just in remembrance of Chi. And I think that this record has pretty much a whole song for him, and it totally makes sense. But there's actually elements of that throughout the whole record. And, Milk of Madonna is not just randomly throwing in Holy Ghost. There's elements of transcendence and religiosity, spirituality throughout this entire record. And I'm not a religious person. I'm a little spiritual, but regardless of my own beliefs or whatever, this is incredibly transcendent, probably their most transcendent record, because they're transcending they're not just saying it in the lyrics now, they're transcending time musically throughout their whole careers. I dare you as a Deftones fan to listen to Infinite Source and not have a smile on your face, because that song in particular is not just musically hitting all of the sweet spots for us, but they're basically lyrically crafting what sounds like a swan song. Last Time Adorning the Stage. Obviously, this can be interpreted so many different ways. This is why I love heavy metaphor lyrics. This is why I love open to interpretation music, and music is supposed to be open to interpretation. But this song could literally be oh my God, I hope this isn't the last Deftones record, or oh my God, I hope that they're not going to be calling it quits. It could also be interpreted as them remembering their old bass player who spent pretty much their entire career with. And it's just hard to not feel something from reading these lyrics, knowing their story, and even just zooming out of that, just relating to it yourself. I've had existential crises before. I'm pretty sure I look like I'm having an active existential crisis, and that's fine, because this is me reviewing and talking about this new Deftones record, which I'm pretty sure a lot of us are in that same boat and have had existential crises before, have had either friends lost to suicide or friends lost to tragedy, family members. I've unfortunately had both and am a survivor myself. So this entire record is incredibly relatable personally for me. It's incredibly relatable knowing their story and everything that they've been through as a band. How there's elements of like releasing the past. I mean, it makes so much sense why there'd be a snake as the album cover. Why they have a song that's basically named after the shedding of skin. It's all about releasing the past. He shouts it in Infinite Source. I'm releasing. After listing off all of our hopes, all of our dreams, all of those nights, like all the times together. Like that's why I think it is about their bass player. They spent so much time with this guy. And he was a brother to these people. Of course, that loss would still be felt today. So, is this the first time they've ever written about their bass player? Is this the first time that they've ever written about loss in general? Absolutely not. But I feel the weight of it. I'm gonna be, unfortunately, recycling something that I said from my review of Songs of a Lost World. But because of the 30 years that this band has been around, you can feel the weight behind the words more than ever. Whereas before, you're touching on timeless themes that we all feel at all ages, and obviously as we grow older. But this being an older band that has sailed these like treacherous seas, these words, they hold way more weight. So it is a bit controversial, but as I said earlier, I think music is subjective as far as tastes go, and opinions, ideas, all that stuff, interpretation. And I'm just gonna say it. I think this is their best record in 25 years. This is easily their best record in 25 years. Are there songs that they've put out after White Pony that I think are actually better and slightly underrated? Absolutely. But as a record, every song on this record hits for me. Every song is different and calls back to different eras of the band. It's not just a return to form from some bygone era. It's a collection of everything they've done. And you feel it. And the tragedy in the lyrics is felt more with all the masterful mixing and production on this record. Like, it's incredibly lush, incredibly layered, and the funny thing is each song is different because each song is calling back to different strengths from different times of the band. I know 2025 is not over yet, but in my opinion, this is the record of 2025. And I just had to get this out there to talk to some of you about it. I'm sure some of you will let me know in the comments, either agreeing with me or disagreeing with me. That's fine. That's what social media and the internet is here for. So go right ahead and let me know how right or how wrong I am, or just share your opinions. How did this record affect you? It's still basically brand new, and there's so much more to dive into. Because like any good piece, like a David Lynch film or whatever, like the more you dig into it and revisit it, the more you discover, and it starts to even change the way that you perceive it. And right now, I'm just in awe. Like, I actually can't listen to anything else currently. So, thank you, Deftones, and thank you guys for tuning in. So, yeah, see you next time.